Hey people, just a quick video hopefully, and I'm not sure even if it's worth it to be quite honest, but this is our 2013 150 GX, and I've put a set of rubber floor mats in it that I had there already in stock from our newer vehicles. They put the locking things, different design and different position, and I'm not sure if I've got the right pieces here. Maybe someone that has done this can let me know in the comments if something's wrong. But so these mats, they've got different locating positions and different clips, so you can see how the mat sits. Nothing wrong with how that sits. But see that one there, I need the light on, don't I? All right, so see that one there, that's in the correct position. Okay, so that's good. So if we were to change that, see it's got a different hook type, you know, for different mats where normally that would sit there. Okay. That would be good if we could lock that down. And see this one here, that hook comes through in the right spot, but if we pull that out of the way, you can see the lock-in positions back here, which be in the wrong spot. So at the end of the day, you got the wrong mats for the car, and some of the people got those Max Pro mats. They're trying to lock them down, and that's a good idea. But if they don't want to make the right mats for the car and you're putting in later mats into earlier cars, maybe they're not that good. Maybe you should pick another brand, because, you know, they should put enough effort in to make the right mats for the car instead of cutting corners going, oh, we've only got it for this one and that one, and we're not going to do it for the 120s and that, you know what I mean? Like, the reason people pay top dollar for quality products is because they want quality products, not products that the locking things don't go in the right spot. So what I'm going to do, I've got some parts here. I've got these turny ones, and that's the part number in case anyone's wondering. I'm not saying what you need. I've got two of each, so I might only need one. And I think this goes under the carpet, plate mat set lower. I'm not sure about how all this works. I've never done it before. That's the point of the video. We're going to find out, right? But looking at this, there's no point me changing this one because it's going to be in the wrong spot. Copy me? So you only need one if you're going to do it, because then you can at least change that one there and lock it in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull that little, I'm going to pull this up and see if that comes out. I haven't messed with these before. Normally I think you put them in and that's it. So I'm going to mess around, try and figure it out. That's not anything to do with it, is it? No, anyway. I think we've just got to change that. I don't know if we need to get under the carpet or not. I'm going to try and figure it out. I'll let you know. But there's no point changing this one. So if you're going to buy one, you just buy one. That one will lock it in place. And to be honest, with these sitting the way they've been sitting, this one's held it. It hasn't moved anyway. It hasn't been a problem, okay? But I'm not sure about legalities, whether if you've got mats, they need to be secured. I'm not sure about that, because there's plenty of mats you can buy in shops that aren't secured, right? So I'm not sure if that's a thing. You can let me know in the comments if it's a real thing. I'll mess around with this. If I work anything out, I'll let you know. Otherwise, I'll say sorry, or I'll just delete this and go, that was a waste of breath. All right, so this is where it's at so far. Of course, I gave a bit of a clean up, didn't I? A quick vacuum. The one on the outside we're leaving there, so I've just pulled the center out of that, and then you can see, you just, if you can, you squeeze in a little bit, but if you sort of gently wiggle and pull it hard enough with a bit of a push on one side, just showing you the full clip so you can work out. So the long way this way has got the short clip at that side, so you're better off, you know. See, this has got the bigger lug on the back end there, and that's got the smaller lug, so you're better off, you could probably just pull the big side of it up, gently lever underneath with a screwdriver and twist till it just levers it up and it just pops out at this side anyway. So that's what I did. I've removed that. Not sure if this is going to work still, because this has obviously got a fitting in there. I haven't done this before. So I'm going to lift up the carpet by just pull this trim at the side off and just pull straight up, put your fingers underneath and just pull this one. It's got about 4 or 5 clips under it. Then hopefully we can get a hand under the carpet here across to that side, look underneath. And if I can release and take this out, then I'm basically hoping that this piece of plastic here fits in the same hole, or I'll have to maybe cut the hole a little bit and pop that in with those white ones, this one here, underneath, I guess. And then at least I'll have one really well secured and one spare for, I don't know who yet. We'll work out who gets. Saying any of this is going to work, but like I said, 4 clips, so they're just white plastic clips. We talked about the part numbers, some spares in another video. If you missed it, subscribe to, check the playlist. I think it's called Our 2013 150 Prado. There's a playlist. It's a part number for the trim. If you bust that in half somehow, I think must be the part number, I guess. There's another number here. Watch out for that. But these clips, they're meant to have little black things like that, but people pull cars apart and don't check. If they fall off, I pick them up and put them back. But anyway, point is, we'll put that aside now. And this carpet it will just lift up, it'll unclip basically. There is these clips here as well. We've got to unclip, so I've got to put the camera down, open up a couple so we can lift up. I think it's that plastic that lifts up with the carpet at the side. You just got to unclip it from there. So as you can see, I've unclipped those, and I've also pulled out that kick trim there and just pulled that out a little bit, just enough to get my arm under to get access under there. And I can tell you that's a fitting that I don't know how to split it at this point. I don't think it wants to be messed with, so I'm starting to think that this isn't worth doing. Just get the right set of mats for your car. But I'm going to continue and see if I can get that out because I'm going this far. It's only been 10 minutes or something, but let's continue, right? Let's see what happens with that. Okay, so I got it out and I broke it getting it out. So we're going to make this work one way or the other. This is what I'm left with, right? Obviously this was the bit at the top. What was that? Was that through there anyway? This is probably the bit from underneath. So that's not broken, but for whatever reason, that must push through. Anyway, whatever, yeah, that must go like that. Not that it matters, but if you're doing it the reverse way around, they must have that underneath like that, I'm thinking, and somehow it pushes through and that squashes through there, but it's not designed to come back out again. So anyway, that's busted. We don't need it. We're not worried about that. That's why I continued. So now I'm going to endeavour to fit this in the hole, cut the hole out a little bit if I need to make this fit. As you can see, this one's more of a rectangle. It's a little bit bigger. So we'll get the Stanley knife out and we'll cut a shape that estimates best as we can to the size of that. And this will go underneath. We're going to make it happen. That means we'll have a spare one of these. I'm sure someone probably wants that. So just got the Stanley knife there, probably pick out a sharp blade. This carpet's really easy to work with. I'm not saying I've got it right yet, but that's the whole point. Cut it out. Eventually, that's what it's going to end up sitting like. This has got to clip in from underneath. So yeah, once it's big enough, I'm going to just tidy up a bit more. Okay, so far, obviously, that's what I've cut out. It's about how it's going to sit. It's pretty big, so there's plenty of room for error. You can go a bit bigger if you're worried about it, but just making sure that sits right. The main thing you got to do is obviously get this in from underneath, make sure that sits right. When you see that looking good and there's no fluff in the way, I reckon you'll be okay to push and snap that in place. I'm not going to be able to do it holding a camera though, and it's an awkward place. I can't really get a tripod in here. It's not going to be that entertaining to watch anyway. Main thing is you got all the info you need. And that was it. I put my hand underneath with a white bit. I put it through. I was happy. I saw those and then I got this and I pushed it. I didn't even put it down to the floor. It was in my hand and I pushed quite hard hand to hand and it went snapped into position. Now you can see that's it. That's secured. You can push it against the floor, but now I've got my turn lock-in set up. Let's get it in there. Of course, remember to clip in all your carpet properly. Again, afterwards, I'll give that a vacuum a bit more because that's how I roll before I put this kick trim on. All that holds this kick trim, I'll show you that as well. Okay, so general residence is that clip at the top there. It goes into that hole there. So again, same sort of clips. There's a little guide thing that goes in there. And around here, see that stud there? There's a little plastic round. Where did I put it? This thing here, they sort of just push on, but they screw off. They're a bit of a pain to get off, but whatever. All right, so we'll just get it all back together. All the info you need. So do your final cleanup, that trim, sit it in place and just gently tap on those 4 clips and then the mat should go in. Like I said, that can just sit how it was. This one, turn it the correct way to unlock it and hopefully, after all that, sometimes they're a bit hard to, what have I got the wrong clip? Oh yeah, I've put it the wrong way. Bloody hell, what have I done? Oh no, I've got the whole thing, didn't even know that. See, 180 degrees out. Yeah, so let me see. Might be easier to just turn the one on the mat. Doesn't really bother me which way they're facing because yeah, I'm gonna bust that to take it off. I could probably force twist it in the carpet. But, so we've got another problem. So that's why you watch the video, see? You don't have to make the same mistakes. Make sure when you lock this in, the long way has to go side to side, not front to back, all right? Didn't look at that. Bada bing, bada stuff. Right, so here on the bench, I was gonna have a go at turning this. The way I see it is 4 clips. As soon as I touched that one, it broke. So straight away, I've learned a lesson not to continue, otherwise this will be stuffed as well. Back to the other plan, and I just grabbed this with the pliers and I forcefully twisted it 90 degrees. And now what you see is it goes through the slot and it turns and locks in the way it's meant to, lifting up only the carpet. There's no issues with anything there whatsoever. Bloody beautiful. And the other thing In doing so, now that you've gone to that step, I might even pull it all apart again, but we'll do it in a separate video. So then people that miss this video, they can see it in the other video. That's good enough. Look, it's not going anywhere, but quite obviously you could, as I did with the other one, now that we know how to do it, remove this clip, just leave that hole there, cut a new hole right where your mark is, because that's where you want it. Make sure you do a good marking so that then you got your other one there. It's hard not to do, isn't it? I think I have to do that as well. Bloody hell, I should have left it all pulled apart. Anyway, 2 minutes and I've got it apart again. We don't need another video on this. Not many people are going to do this, but the whole point of this video is really, it's about showing you how things work so you understand. So even if it's a different vehicle, you go, oh, that's how that works. Oh, that's where the washer line is. Oh, I wonder what that wire is. Oh, that could be the fuel flap release. Oh, you know, you can have a look, learn where things are. So totally off topic, and we can just make sure all those things are in the right tubes, where the places where they're meant to be. We'll fix that up at the end. That's not bad, actually. I think that's where that goes. Just it's underneath further back, so I don't know why it's there. Could have been a little mistake, but anyway. So what I'm going to do here, I've popped that one out, same as, like I said, the way I did it this time. Pulled the clip out and literally put the flat blade underneath the front, if you need to take these out, and sort of pull up and twist underneath here, so you're forcing on this clip here, and it'll just pop out without breaking. They come out really easy. Now we know it needs to be about there, so I'm going to hold the clip in place to mark the center with the texter. That's why that's there. Cut out a rectangle, remembering it's side to side, and in about 3 minutes time that'll be in place. This job will be done. Put it all back together and Bob's your uncle. We don't need multiple videos. Just don't miss it. Subscribe, turn the bell on. So no crap. Now, what are you left with? You're left with this in the way if you decide to go back to the correct mats for the wrong car, for the right car, for the wrong car. Over there, you'd have to bust that to put the old one back in. You just have to buy the clip for the carpet because you break it bringing it out. Same as you could rip this out. You'd end up with a hole in the carpet. You wouldn't see, just like I got a hole there that's going to be covered by the mat. To be honest, I'm not worried about that. I decided one's good enough. But two, I'll do it for you. See, it even rhymes. I'm like a poet and I didn't know it. One's good enough. Two, I'll do it for you. Two's going to work better. I don't care about a little hole there, whatever. Bada bing, bada boom. We're going to put the mat in. Let's have a look what it looks like. It's not always as bada boom, bada bing and bada boom as it seems. So that's why you watch these videos, because I've stuffed up again. So how many times can you stuff up? If you put that one in, measure the distance between the two holes. Don't assume where that clip was sitting was the right spot, because look, I'm a little bit off. I could probably make it work with a bit of a stretch, okay? But look, see how it's sitting at the edge of the mat there? It'll probably be fine. It's probably actually good, actually, to be honest. So this is probably a little bit stretched here. You can see it's pulling on the clip, pulling sideways a little bit, but it's secured. It's not going anywhere. It'll do the job. But see how they're stretched apart? So just make sure you take a bit more care if you do this second one to get it in the right spot. But the positive is it keeps it nice and tight at the trim there. You know, all that stuff that falls down the side. If you're using these Toyota mats that are only about 40 or 50 bucks a pair, so you can do the whole car for about 100 bucks, something like that anyway. I'm not saying they're great. They get a heel mark that wears through. The big side ones are great, but you know, that was what was on the shelf. Probably could have gotten the right set for the same price as all these clips and all this mucking around, right? So everyone have a laugh. It's all good. This is all for your education. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Happy days. And a bit disappointing to fix that. I would be able to make the hole go that way a little bit at each one, but I might break the clips in doing so. But that's what it looks like if you get the job done and sort of half stuff it up. But it looks pretty neat and job done. That'd definitely be roadworthy. Happy days. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.